Welcome to April's Garage, the greatest automotive channel in all of YouTube land. And I've been in Kansas for about a year now, and I've experienced pretty much every one of Tyler's cars up close, except for this. Now, if you've seen his videos, it's always been on the lift in the back. Well, the lifts have moved to the new farmhouse, and well, this girl has had her chance to come down, and she is stunning. I said, Tyler, we've got to do a video. We've got to do something with it. It's about time.
Well, there's a reason why you haven't experienced this car until very recently. And yeah, I haven't driven it much at all in the last 3-4 years. And that's because it is my very first car. My grandmother gave it to me. She bought it brand new in 1985. And it's been around literally my entire life. I have lusted after, loved this car. And she gave it to me when I was 16. And I drove it through high school, through college. It was my only cool car that I had. I would have like an extra vehicle, an old truck or something like that. But this was it. This is the start. But when she passed away, I was not in the place mentally to be able to drive this car and feel good, feel happy, feel nostalgic. And I'm just now kind of starting to pull myself out of that. And, you know, I don't want to punish this car because it's been sitting for years. It's dusty, it's dirty, it's disgusting. Yeah, when the lifts came down, I sort of took it as a sign to, okay, it doesn't need to sit up there forever anymore. Let's get it down. Pumped up the tires. It started right up. Had no business running and driving as well as it did. I drove it to the house sort of as a surprise to you.
Right.
And yeah, you said you want to make a video.
It's beautiful. Like, of course, seeing it on the lift up high, it looks stunning, but down here, down earth in person, I mean, you have to check it out. We'll show you in a minute. It is stunning. Really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm a pretty spoiled kid to have a first car like this.
Well, I remember you saying that it was between this and like a Chrysler LeBaron that she was going to get.
Back in the day, yes.
Right.
It was a Chrysler LeBaron that she thought looked cool. She had never had a new car before ever in her entire life and thought, that Chrysler LeBaron sounds cool. My dad was, no, he's a guy in his early mid-20s. He knew about the gray market. And that's what this is, a gray market import with the slim bumpers, but also the fastest production Mercedes in 1985.
So your grandma was like the coolest grandma in Kansas.
Oh, very cool, but my dad wanted to take it out and joyride it. He ordered it black on black. My grandmother didn't know anything about the hot rod options and all that stuff. She just saw the colors and went, no. And so picked white on navy blue, and that's how it arrived from Germany, you know, through the back door of the gray market in Houston.
So
and they drove it home.
Are authorities going to come like after you for the gray market?
No, but after 1985, 85, 86, they really slammed the door shut because you could buy a new Mercedes, buying it from Germany for cheaper than what you could get at American dealers. And you could get a better car with the slimmer bumpers, more powerful engines, and work around like the EPA mandates and stuff. So it didn't last. They quit. Now you can import them if they're over 25 years old. But yeah, I got a hold of it and did some modifications to it. And well, you can see I didn't destroy it being a teenager. So
that's surprising.
Yeah, I know.
But I know it's had some bumps along the way. You've had to fix a few things.
A few things, yeah. But like the Pimp My Ride era of TV, I had thoughts like back in the day, wouldn't it be cool if it went on Pimp My Ride?
Oh no.
And like I pictured the burl wood inside like being yellow and the car being yellow or something like
and
that.
Put it on spinners.
So no, I didn't modify it very much. It had different AMG wheels on it back in the day up until about 15 years ago. I put in these speakers because when I went to the drive-in movie, I needed better speakers because the factory ones are two very tiny things there.
I feel like that's the first thing, like when you're a teenager and you get a new car, you do the upgraded sound system.
So these are the same high school speakers, the high school CD player in there.
I do like the steering wheel that you put in. I feel like that almost belongs there, like it was meant to be that way.
Well, it's meant to be because I didn't fit. The boat wheel on these things, big and black. We saw it with the 500 SEL that we drove in a previous video. They stick out to about here, and then being a tall guy in a short car, it just kind of bumped with the legs, so this gave me a lot more room to sit inside. Yeah, 131,000 miles. Started driving it with 111,000 miles.
Wow.
So not many miles in the last 20 plus years.
I really do like these wheels. We had the like bunt cake wheels.
Right,
before.
yeah, the bunk cake mold looking wheels, 14 inches. So these are upsized and they are period AMG wheels. So
there's a little blue pinstripe.
Yes, that's how it was all of its life. But yeah, you see the bumps and bruises, it's very dirty, but like all these little dents on the back are from me and my cousins as little kids, when we would get into the neighborhood at her house, she would let us jump out of the car and ride on the trunk. So the dimples,
great.
that's why they're there, and that's why I hadn't fixed them. But what's crazy is in the 80s and 90s, 4 grandchildren,
Right.
3 girls in the back, and then 1 grandson in the front. And Graham, they're driving.
So you not
so
only
unsafe. No car seats, no like.
you got to sit in the front.
Yes.
And she gave you the car,
Well, they thought that they were getting the last laugh, my cousins, because my sister got a Kia,
right?
my cousin got a Cobalt, and a Saturn SC2. They were getting newer cars, much nicer, newer cars at the
got
time.
it.
I got the old Mercedes, and they thought, haha, you idiot. But yeah, all those cars are definitely in the junkyard. Yeah, let's see.
Whoa.
I know there's a lot of stuff in here. The wind deflector we're going to put on for the drive for sure, so your hair doesn't waft around.
There's so much stuff here for activities.
It's a bit of a time capsule. That's
Every
grandmother's
grandmother.
poppycock. You know, for Christmas she would put the popcorn in there and give it out to everybody.
Every
so.
grandma has one of these.
Yeah, yeah.
They
This is,
never throw them away.
so this is the period AMG catalog, which I used sort of as a scavenger hunt inspiration to sort of make my car like a period AMG car.
They almost look like a fox body.
Right. Yeah, that's just sort of a goofy
we,
costume thing. No, we're not
No?
going to put that on. But this is pretty cool. Andy Warhol calendar.
What?
So a lot of cool prints in here. They
That-
commissioned Warhol to do something Mercedes did for their 100th anniversary. So it'd be cool to do something with the prints maybe as far as like decoration in the new house.
That
I don't know.
is beautiful.
And
Definitely.
same with this, another commissioned work for the 100th anniversary of Mercedes with a lot of beautiful prints in there. And this, a 1986, I believe, salesman's kit.
They
So-
don't really have this anymore.
No, it's all built on the internet. Yeah, all
Yeah.
this stuff. So it's just really cool to have something that if you were a salesman back at Mercedes back in the day, like this is
Right.
what you use to help people spec out their cars and order them. So yeah, I just left them in the trunk here.
So this is an 85, though.
This is an
right?
85.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the closest
So
that I
you
could
stole
find.
the 86 from someone?
No, I bought it. Somebody had cleaned out a collection from an old Mercedes rep, and all this stuff was in their basement. So I bought all of it many years ago. Yeah. Yep.
This is like a foam.
Isn't that weird? It's rubber.
lanyard.
Yeah, it's a rubberized rear spoiler.
Wow.
And that is factory. Totally. Be careful. Jeez.
Sorry.
Souls.
You guys used to step on it, so I thought.
No,
it
we
had
didn't
some
step on that
flex.
part. We got lectured on that part as far as washing the car to be careful with this. I remember because I'm like my son's age, like 4 years old, and it had the different headlights, the round headlights on it, and I would think that it's Herbie. I would say, Herbie, close your eyes, and then because I'm washing it. So, like the memories, they go so far back.
So I feel like I hear so many people ask you, like, what's one car you would never sell? Is this
It
the
is.
one?
It absolutely is. You're right. If I had nothing left, this would be what I'd be living out of, which is just so stupid. But yeah, the connection to it that I have, just the history, that all the breakdowns. I mean, it left me stranded so many times because I was so clueless when it came to mechanicals, and yeah, just all the moments with,
But this
with
isn't
her.
something you can really hook up to a computer to tell you what's wrong. Right?
No, I mean, that's nice. It's old school mechanical. Yeah, I'll pop the hood. Actually, I need some help. So
Okay.
it's a little stiff right now. So you need to pull on this lever right here.
Okay. I kind of feel like that's like how our first kiss, where you try to get me.
There we go. Okay, got it. I've had that fixed before, but it just sits so much that
Yeah.
it just gets stiff. Pretty famous thing for these cars. But yeah, there is that all aluminum 5-liter V8 that they developed for rally racing, actually, 240 horsepower. And yes, old school Bosch fuel injection, very simple ignition, rock solid motors. I did have to rebuild the heads. I think I was 17 or whatever. It was
Wow.
$5,000 to do that. So like my whole life savings from that point just sort of wiped out.
So at the time, do you feel like you put more money into it than it was worth?
Probably. Oh yeah, most certainly.
But
yes.
now, how is the value?
They're really still not worth a whole lot.
Right.
You can see 560 SLs, the US spec version. They can bring a lot of money, but still the Euro cars, it's kind of hit and miss.
Right.
This one in this condition is probably still not even worth 10 or 15 grand, and obviously the sentimental value is just huge.
Oh yeah, I'm nervous to drive it because of that. I feel like
It
you
is-
need to drive it.
No,
I-
it's April's garage.
I can't.
You will literally be the first person to drive this other than me
can't.
in
I can't.
at
I
least
don't-
15 years.
I can't.
You can.
Can you imagine?
I want you to.
I can't.
I want you to. I really want you to.
I'm actually, like, my hands started shaking a little bit.
It's okay. It's okay. This car needs to be used and experienced and cleaned very badly. And as much as it hurts, like, this was the most important person in my life.
That's
like,
why
I was
I
was such a grandma's boy. It was ridiculous. Like, even when, you know, she's in the nursing home, like, we'd figure out how to load in the wheelchair and like go out to a movie and all this stuff in this car still. It still hurts. I'm just trying to get over it. So please drive it. I want you to drive it. I want you to experience it. And yeah, we need to start using it.
Part of her is still here with this car. And so I can see why it's so emotional for you.
Just go ahead. It's fine.
Oh my gosh. The interior is beautiful. I love this nautical blue.
Just, the ghost of grandmother will haunt you forever when you turn that key. No, I'm kidding. Just go ahead. Just start it up. It's fine. It's fine. Just go ahead.
If she gets mad at me.
No, she'll be fine. She'll be thrilled.
It starts out really clean.
It's been sitting for years and years. It has no business cold starting like that.
That's great.
Yeah. And I did do the exhaust. It's cold, so just give it a little rev. Little rev. A little more than that. A little more than that. There you go. So she is a dirty Euro with lots of power for the time.
Talking about me again?
Here, go ahead and take it outside.
Okay.
Oh, crap!
Stop it! You can't do that to me. You can't do that to me.
I'm sorry. That was really mean. That was really mean. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
I am sweating.
We'll put the wind deflector up, and we'll put the windows up because the breeze and making a video isn't as good. But when I got that wind deflector, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The other crazy thing is the AC is still blowing cold. Like, how? Like, this thing has been sitting for years.
Because it's like even newer cars, like the Raptor and other things, like it doesn't blow cold.
Right. Here, go ahead and pull out. Yeah. The only thing that was wrong with it, the rear main seal was just dumping oil. And then it ran for like 2 minutes, and that seal just sort of swelled back up, and it quit leaking oil. The car's ridiculous. It wants to be used. It wants to be back in service.
It misses you. Still feels very luxurious, even though it's quite old. It's very fancy and elegant, I would say.
Yes. Very classy, very nice, gentle GT ride. But it does have that nice burble that the lawnmower is spoiling, because every time I try and film a YouTube video, the lawnmower's here. They just know. Let's ruin Tyler's video because the lawn's mowed.
Because you want me to go on real roads.
Yes. And I want you to floor it. So I'm going to work the sport shifter here. Now it's down in first. Go on ahead, make a left, and hit the gas. Hit it. Really hit it. There you go.
Oh, that's fast. What?
Not bad, huh?
That is fast. Whoa, baby. See, and I thought that bike was going to pass us, but he can't.
Oh, he can. He's much faster, but he's just following us, yeah.
Cruising.
Uh-huh.
This is nice. This is luxurious. I'm still a little nervous.
Right, but it's still a soft, comfy, cruisy car.
So do you feel like if your grandma went with the LeBaron, your trajectory in life would be different?
It'd be into K cars and horrible Chrysler products, you know, yeah.
Because you got into the Mercedes diesels pretty heavy.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Was that
Mercedes.
Inspired by this?
Oh, yeah, the old 80s Mercedes, I had a long phase where I didn't variate from that at all.
Right.
And yeah, this is my comfort zone, but the quality of this thing, it's just so nice. It's holding up so well. The blue tufted seats look so cool. But this is sort of like a filter on Instagram, though, this dash cover, because you pull it off and yeah, this is sort of the quick fix. You can see it's all cracked up underneath there, the original sort of leather dash.
Yeah, it's like putting makeup on.
It's deceptive. I want you to floor it in the turn. Right now. Do it. Floor it. There. Got a little tire squeak out of it.
It sounds good.
Yes.
I'm so sweaty right now. I'm sorry. I think I put deodorant on.
That's something my grandmother never did. She never floored it.
No.
No. what I did a million, billion, gajillion times.
Yeah,
Because
I
I
like
thought
that.
this was the fastest car on the planet.
It is pretty fast, and at the time, it was very fast.
It was, yeah, 155, 60 miles an hour.
Right.
In 1985, top speed is flying.
What do you think your grandma would think of you now that you've been so successful with your career?
Well, so she died a month before I hit 1 million subscribers.
Okay.
And I talked about it in my 1 million subscriber video as like, this is the first major event that I'm not able to share with her.
Right.
Like, I can't tell her about this.
Right.
Like, my son was born a month later, she died. So every time I would go see her towards the end, she always asked, how's the baby, how's the baby?
Right.
But yeah, since then, my number one phone call would be to tell her something cool that had happened or to go visit her. And I haven't had that for 4 years, that person that's just your biggest cheerleader and
Right.
everything else, All right, we switched seats because April's...
The back of my,
nerves.
like all my hair is wet because I was sweating.
It's all
and
right.
It's so disgusting.
It's
I
all
probably
right.
shouldn't have said that, but
I like your sweat. Yeah, you've got this seat all nice and gooey for me. It's wonderful.
ew.
Oh
my gosh.
sweat.
Ooh.
Not bad, huh?
I love it.
I can't go too fast because they are going on 20-year-old tires.
Right.
So I need to do a lot of things, get this thing out of mothballs, get it detailed,
Yeah.
and start using it.
I think so. I mean, you just got to keep it out there. It just can't rust away and be forgotten about.
Right, because the worst thing you can do with these old Mercedes is let them sit. With that fuel injection getting all gummed up and all the other things, they run a lot better and give you a lot less issues if you use them regularly. So I do want you to drive it. You can enjoy it. You can use it.
We should take it to the drive-in.
Yeah,
That's for
definitely.
sure.
The speakers make it great for that. And I do have a lot of cool cars. I have an SLR McLaren, arguably one of the coolest Mercedes ever made, but it is a lot rougher and less comfortable than this. These seats, they're nice and springy and padded.
Oh, yeah.
And the experience, that's the great thing about this chassis of Mercedes. It's just a great blend of old meets new. It has modern performance, modern, comforts like air conditioning and things, but still a very analog, old vintage feeling,
It's very luxurious, but it does need a little love. It needs a little cleaning, a little detailing. You're right. Which you are a little OCD about your cars being clean. Like he runs to the car wash constantly, or he's wiping down cars like all day long.
I
but
know.
this one, why haven't you touched this one?
It made me so sad to
Yeah.
be in it. And that's from basically so many memories, infinite memories, just being tied to this car and her and all that stuff. And I really think I'm at a place now to where I can start enjoying it again and not feel sad all the time. I'm still going to be sad a little of the time when it reminds me of something. I mean, like the CD in here is still the CD from her, it's old Sinatra CD.
Right.
And so like,
And you have to leave that in there.
I know, it was
You
probably
can't
stuck in there, to be honest, that old stereo. So a lot of memories, but it's time to make new ones with you. And
While you're driving.
I won't make grandma comparisons with you. I know I've done that a few times, but you do have a lot in common with her. You're both, very, very sweet people.
That's okay. I'm honored to be compared to your grandma.
Yeah, I'll quit doing it because I know it's very creepy. In the comments will be like, oh, the guy who likes his grandma. I'll quit while I'm ahead. Thank you
Good.
so much for watching.
You always liked this car
Mm-hmm.
better than anybody else in the family.
Yeah. Oh, I've always liked cars.
Yeah.
How many cars do you think I have?
Well, I know you have it right now. You have two. You have 8, I think. Didn't you have 8?
Well, more like 10.
Oh my gosh.